Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of From the Vault. And the promo we're going to look at today is one that I'm very happy about match-wise. Leading into it was with Jerry Lynn. And this is from December 2nd, 2012, leading into a match at Born Champions when Jerry was doing his retirement tour. And if you know my feelings on Jerry, you know he's somebody that I highly respect, always have thought super high of. He's an angel sent from heaven to make wrestling better. He's just a great overall person. Now what was going on at the time is I was beating every Minnesota local legend. Like everybody who had been a staple of Minnesota, I was beating them in my championship reign. It was over a year, and we were getting to the stage where it was going to be the final showdown. And I figured no better, no bigger name than to beat Jerry Lynn. And I had wrestled Jerry back in 2006, and my match with Jerry was one of my favorite matches, even still to this day, because I learned so much. He was so awesome with me, and really, it was a push out of my comfort zone that I needed, and it really boosted my confidence. So Jerry, thank you for that. So when we went into this one, this particular match here, I referenced something that I said to him at the time, and I want you to kind of follow along here, and let me just point out, this is, again, another match I'm very proud of. That bar, though.
6 years ago, as a 22-year-old kid, I stepped foot in the ring with Jerry Lynn, a man that I respect, a wrestler that I idolize, and a career that I have followed since before I got into the business. I don't know if you remember this, Jerry, but afterwards I came up to you and I said, someday I would want to be just like you. And what you said back to me filled me with such happiness and pride. You said that someday I would be.
So real quick, I want to stop it there. What I wanted to be more than anything was the guy like in Jerry Lynn's place where I would get to wrestle with guys who wanted it, and I wanted to help them get to the next level. And I wanted to be that guy who would help push them to get to the next level. And at this point, that was what I was striving for, where I could be the guy where people would look at Darin Corbin and be like, he's a guy that can help get you places. He's the guy who can really bring a different side out of you, make matches mean something. Because Jerry was that guy for me. So what I said is I wanted to be just like him, and his response is, someday you will. Someday you will.
And now 6 years later, that feeling of happiness has been replaced by those words, because every day what you said to me haunts my memory. It replays in my brain and I can't shut it off, because I don't feel that I am on the same stage as Jerry Lynn. I don't feel like I'm just like you. For the past 3 years, I've broken down walls, beaten every challenge, and people still don't think of me in the same respect as you. On December 15th, Jerry, you are the final piece, and I have to beat you. I need to beat you to make those words stop, to finally fulfill that prophecy that you laid before me.
Now, I do want to stop it there, because this is honestly true. At this time, I was struggling a little bit because I felt very complacent. I wasn't really getting, as far as locally, like I was in kind of the same promotions, kind of wrestling the same thing. I was kind of doing the same thing. As you can tell, it's 2012, so this angle was probably the most predominant thing I was doing as far as Minnesota goes. But the shows that were outside of Minnesota, I didn't really have, anything terribly consistent where I wasn't like, this is where I was trying to go. And I did feel kind of lost because I didn't really know where my place was, where I was fitting in. And I guess I just needed a little bit of a direction. And that's what I was kind of hoping to get out of this match, which was big.
Jerry, I need to put you into retirement, because I need to walk out of there. I need this victory. I need to be champion when that show ends. I need to make your own words come true. I need to beat you, Jerry, on December 15th.
So I do really like inner conflict. I do really enjoy that. And that's kind of a big part with this match. And because it was getting to a final chapter, now obviously I was not expecting to retire Jerry Lynn. That was the biggest thing. And plus he had his match coming up in March, which that match would be that show would be super symbolic and would actually confirm the change in the doubt that I was having, because that's the match that I wrestled Tommy Dreamer, and all of a sudden people were like, man, Corbin's pretty good. And the only thing I could keep saying is I've been good for a while, and I just didn't understand why people didn't see it. Jerry allowed me to step out of my comfort zone. Jerry allowed me to try and bring myself up to a next level, think of things that would be more main event, or how to incorporate these things. And this match with Jerry, which I do 100% convince, helped me prepare for that mindset. Because also with this video, I thought if I channeled this and then went into the next with Dreamer, I did a series of 4 videos which are available, which I did a series on in my Patreon. And you would see in these cases how I built up for Tommy, and even though it was Jerry's show and no one would ever take away from Jerry, I wanted to help build something for me. And I think people were really looking forward to the match because people didn't have an idea of what was right or wrong, or what was real or fake at that time, because was I on the show, was I off the show, what's going on, who's responsible for this. And the best thing is, Jerry, you also told me that when I said, I was like, I hope I didn't take this show away from you, your retirement. You were like, no, man. He's like, you did what you do as a wrestler. You get people talking. And the more people that come in, the better it is, which I thought was cool. But they were all there to see you anyway. So that was the biggest thing. So what I want to say in closing, this show was huge for me and got me pivotal back on the right track. My 2 matches with Jerry Lynn have both done that for me in different parts of my career. So when I look at this and I see everything and I watch it back now, I think of what's on the horizon that I didn't know at that time. And that's why you see in the emotion there that I was actually going through an inner conflict of being like, why am I not getting to that next stage? And I felt Jerry at least helped me here, which made me that connection with Dreamer, which also got me there. And then again, a lot of people from that show were like, oh man, he's good, he does this. And that led me to be able to have a little bit more high profile and use those things to my advantage as well. And these learning experiences were very beneficial. So I wanted to swing back to this because that moment in there, that someday you will, I feel now, being where I'm at, 16 years in, and having so many young guys finally influxing in this area, or going to shows where people are like, I remember when I saw you at We're No Joke, at IWA, at Chikara, at this. Now I feel like I'm in that stage, and what I really want to do is I really want to give people the match where they're like, it's not just a Corbin match, it's a match where, did you see the match they had? And that was something I also learned from Jerry. So Jerry, I hope you look at this from the vault. If you take a look, I hope you remember fondly on these matches, because I do. So I want to say thank you. You are the best.